Have you ever asked an AI a question and gotten back an answer that was, well, just completely useless? We've all been there. But what if the secret to getting a great answer isn't about the AI, but about how you ask the question? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on prompt engineering so you can stop talking at your AI and start having a real conversation. Let's get into it. First things first, let's get one thing straight. This is not some super technical skill reserved for people with PhDs. You don't need to be a coder to do this. Seriously, if you can ask a question, you can learn to write a great prompt. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
So what is prompt engineering anyway? Honestly, it's just the art and science of crafting the perfect request to get the perfect response from an AI. Think of yourself as a film director. The AI is your star actor, and your prompt is the direction you give them. The better the direction, the better the performance. It's that simple.
Okay, ready to go a little deeper? Because to really master this, we need to talk about more than just the words we use. We're going to look under the hood a bit and learn how to fiddle with the AI settings. Don't worry, it's way less intimidating than it sounds. The best way to picture this is to imagine the AI has a creativity control panel, kind of like a soundboard in a recording studio. You've got all these different knobs and sliders that let you shape the final output. We're not just writing a request, we're producing the result. Now, take a look at this. This is probably the most important dial on that whole control panel: temperature. If you set the temperature low, the AI becomes very focused, very factual. It sticks to the script. This is perfect for when you need a single, correct answer. But if you turn that temperature up, you unleash its creative side. The answers get more diverse, more unexpected, awesome for brainstorming or writing a story. So temperature is our creativity dial, but we've got other tools too. Top K is like telling the AI, okay, when you decide on the next word, only pick from the top 5 most likely options. It narrows the field. And Top P is similar, but it uses probability to create the list of choices. By tweaking these 3 settings, you can really fine-tune the AI's voice. All right, you've got the controls down. Time for the next level. What if I told you that one of the best ways to get what you want from an AI is to show it what you want? This is a technique called few-shot prompting, and it is an absolute game changer. So this is what most of us do naturally. It's called a zero-shot prompt. You just ask your question cold with no examples. You might ask for a summary of a meeting, and you get something back. It's a total roll of the dice, whether it's structured the way you want. You're basically hoping the AI can read your mind. But now, look at this. With a few-shot prompt, we give the AI just a couple of examples of the output we're looking for. And suddenly, bam! It's like a light bulb goes on. The AI instantly understands the pattern, the structure, everything. It stops guessing and starts delivering exactly what you need. The key here, though, is that your examples have to be really good. Remember the old saying, garbage in, garbage out? Make sure your examples are relevant and high quality. Even one little mistake can confuse the model. And it's a good idea to include some edge cases, those weird, unusual inputs, to make the AI more robust. Usually, 3 to 5 solid examples is a great place to start. Okay, this is where it gets really cool. You've learned to control the AI's creativity, and you've learned to teach it with examples. Now we're going to teach it how to think. We're going to unlock its ability to reason through complex problems. Take a look at this riddle. It seems pretty simple for a human, right? But this exact kind of logic puzzle can really trip up a large language model. Take a second. Do you know the answer? And the AI's answer is 63. Nope, that is way off. So what went wrong? The AI didn't reason. It just saw numbers like 3, 3, and 20, and it made a statistical guess based on patterns it's seen before. It predicted an answer instead of solving the problem. But what if we could fix this with a single, simple phrase? Well, we can. All you have to do is add this to your prompt. Let's think step by step. It sounds almost too simple to work, but this little instruction unlocks a powerful technique called chain of thought prompting. And just look at the results. The AI literally shows its work. It breaks the problem down into logical steps. First, it finds the partner's age back then, 9. Then, the time that's passed, 17 years. And finally, it adds them together to get the right answer, 26. We didn't make the AI smarter. We just prompted it to use a smarter process. So you've got the techniques down. You know about tuning, few-shot, and chain of thought.
Now, let's wrap it all up by talking about the core habits that every pro-level prompter uses every single day. These are really the golden rules. Always be specific. Give examples whenever you can. Tell the AI what you want instead of what you don't want. That's a big one. And of course, never be afraid to experiment. But maybe the most important habit? Write everything down. I know, documenting sounds like a chore, but trust me, it's crucial. Prompting is all about trial and error. It's an iterative process. By keeping a log of what you've tried, what worked, and what didn't, you're creating your own personal playbook for success. You won't have to keep solving the same problems over and over again. And hey, it doesn't have to be complicated. Here's a super simple template to get you started. Just give your prompt a name, state your goal, note the settings you used, and paste in the prompt and the output. A quick note on whether it worked or not, and you're done. This simple practice will make you a better prompter fast. And that's it. You've come a really long way. You know how to tune the AI's creativity, how to teach it with examples, and even how to guide its thinking process. You're not just a user anymore. You're a prompt engineer. You have the skills, you have the toolkit, so the only question left is, what are you going to build?